Boy, oh boy, have I got a movie for you today. Today we're going to be talking about the 1989 classic film, Headhunter. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris. Thanks for stopping by and watching my review for Headhunter. A foul wind from the dark heart of Africa is blowing through the sweaty streets of Miami. Ancient satanic blood rituals are leaving a trail of headless corpses scattered throughout the modern capital of American vice. Two Miami detectives, beautiful Kay Lenz and tough guy Wayne Crawford, have pulled this grisly assignments. They begin their investigation into a series of grotesque killings, each distinguished by the decapitation of the victim. They discover that they are the next targets for the deadly headhunter, and he wants more than their lives. He wants their souls. So we're gonna be talking about Headhunter. Let me put this back here. People have mentioned Headhunter being in the background here. So D Gulag has talked about this film, and then I was able to be like, you know what? We're actually covering this film. So shout out to anybody who knows any of the films in the background. Yes, obviously some of them are pretty well known. Some of them are weird, like Headhunter. We start out with this African ritual, you know, and then basically all of these people have fled Nicaragua to come to America to escape the elusive headhunter. And so basically this film just kind of revolves around our two detectives hunting down the criminal that they think is a man, but it ends up being the headhunter. And you really don't actually see the headhunter until like way later in the movie. So we're like, no budget here. We need to show the headhunter like twice. So we show the headhunter like twice. You hear him, you're like, oh, what's that wind, that foul wind that came from Africa? That is the headhunter. So we start out with a guy who's doing some rituals with some bones and shit in his apartment in Miami, gets his head lopped off, you know? Then the next guy is going into like a voodoo witch doctor, gives her a bunch of ones wrapped, or 20s wrapped but ones, and so he gets his head lopped off. So basically, this movie doesn't play by any rules at all. So they're playing fast and loose with this headhunter mythology that we've got going on, because not only does he like lob off heads, but later on he's just literally shape-shifting into other motherfuckers and becoming them and being like, how do we know it's the real Rick or whatever his name is? And you don't. And so there's just this like underlying B plot. This is the weirdest movie. So you've got the headhunter plot up here, okay? So just think about it as a bar graph. Headhunter plot. That's our main plot. The main thrust of our narrative here is our two detectives hunting down the headhunter. And then B plot is our other detective. He's getting divorced because his wife is now a lesbian. He's dealing with all of these stresses and bringing this in. We literally spent a good chunk, like 15 minutes of this movie with a domestic dispute. And I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? What is this movie? I'm like trying to follow this plot when I was watching it the other night. I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on anymore. Like we just keep cutting to random people getting their heads lobbed off. Oh my God, what is this movie? Is this like real life? I feel trauma, you know? I don't know, man. This movie is weird. It's not great. And basically the end, it is very cyclical. It just starts where it begins. You know, you're like, oh, in order to, they find this professor finally, and they're like, how do we get rid of the headhunter? How do we expel the world from the headhunter? And he's like, man, you gotta lob all them limbs off. The head, arms, legs, everything's got to go. It's like a going away set. You got to get rid of all that shit and then he'll vanish. He'll never come back again. Motherfucker, he comes back like instantaneously. They lob him off with a chainsaw. They're like, he'll never come back. He disappears, and then at the end they're doing the ritual, bringing his ass back. I'm like, I'm so confused. What are we doing here? Do we like the headhunter? Do we not like the headhunter? I'm just so confused. It's like a certain group in Africa likes the headhunter, but the other group doesn't like him, and they're just using him to get rid of people. I don't know, man. This movie is all over the place. I'm sure people are like, it's not that complicated. It's kind of boring, and after you deal with like this underlying plot, you're just like, man, there's a lot of sexual tension between these main characters only because his wife is now a lesbian and he's not with her anymore. So he's like, why did we never hook up with Kay Lenz? And I'm like, I get it why you didn't hook up with Kay Lenz. So let's talk about Kay Lenz for a second. She's in House. So if you don't know who she is, she's obviously a very good looking woman back then. I don't know, you know, she's done a bunch of TV now, but for the time she was also in House. I'll link that review up below so you can check out House. I love the first House. It's a great movie. I'm trudging through the other ones. I've done the first two. I haven't gotten to 3 and 4 yet, and I don't know that I'm looking forward to those, but one day. But anyway, this movie is just kind of all over the place. Like I said, it's a weird movie. You know, you would think by the cover Look at this cover. You know, you're walking into your Blockbuster, your family video, and you're like, man, what am I gonna watch on a Friday night? You're gonna watch fucking Headhunter, because it looks awesome. Look at that. You pick this up and you think you're in store for some damn Headhunter, and you barely get Headhunter. I mean, it's a sad day. You know, it's a sad day when you don't get the Headhunter that you wanted. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got. I know this has been a bit rambly, but this movie is kind of all over the place. It's a weird movie. If you've seen Headhunter, which I know clearly some of you have, let me know what you think about Headhunter, because it's a weird movie. It's a bad movie. We're doing this all for the science of it, you know? Sometimes you just gotta watch weird, obscure movies. And if I'm honest, would I rather watch Headhunter or The Nun 2? I'd pick Headhunter every single day of the week. All right, that's all I've got. Thanks for stopping by and watching my review for Headhunter. If you've got any other films that you think I should discuss that are weird or obscure on this channel, put them down in the comments below. I'm gonna link some videos for you at the end as always. If you like what we do here, consider becoming part of the collective, and I will talk to you guys in my next review.